Today, one of the largest and longest running consumer shows in North Florida returns.
A lot of fun. The Jax Home and Patio Show Spring Edition kicks off, and this year you can get expert advice from designer, television's beloved Ty Pennington.
Ty Pennington is a U.S. TV phenomenon. Famous for transforming people's lives and making dreams happen.
Ty Pennington rules!
Oh boy, and we're off!
He's been on so much. TLC's Trading Spaces, ABC's Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and you have the chance to get some new ideas for your home from a professional. So he's joining us live via Zoom. It is so good to see you. Man, you started this game. I feel like you were one of the first when people were just so captivated by these transformations of homes.
Yeah, it's crazy, like how long I've been doing it, but it's been so awesome to see like just the whole genre grow. But yeah, I mean, Trading Spaces, well, I guess it's more than almost 20 years, ago that it started, but we were the first ones to put tools in the hands of homeowners. And so that changed everything because everybody became a DIYer. But I think it's better that I think the world's a better place that everyone's trying to make like their environment, better looking. But everyone still makes mistakes, and then you got to call professionals. So it keeps everybody working, which is nice.
It's all about finding that balance, Ty. How do you keep it interesting year after year? How do you keep people entertained?
I don't know. I think I've sort of had the gift to, wow, you'd have to ask my mother that. I just,
Okay. Get her on right now.
I entertain easily, but you know, what's crazy is like, I love every project that I'm doing, and there's something about it that it's the eureka moment where you have an idea, but then taking it all the way to the finish. But it's the sort of joy of just like the creative process. And in the end, like also if you can, make someone sort of happy while you do it, it's the best of all worlds. But the cool thing about being at the home show at Jacksonville is I found a piece of property. I sort of stumbled upon it one time. And it was like I'll talk about it at the show, but basically I found an old fishing cabin that was like a Mayan ruin. And I was like, oh my God, I have to take this on. And built a really cool place right just south of St. Augustine. So like,
Palm Coast.
Palm Coast. It's awesome. So I'm sort of in between there. And of course, my mom saw it. And the minute my mom saw it, she retired literally the next day and like moved in. So living with your mom after 50 was like, hey, it's good to be close to mom. But she's hilarious, so it's fun.
Oh, I love it. You appreciate them a little bit differently when they're that age in a different way. I think something that's really good about you is that you connect to people. It's about the project, but it's also about who you're helping. So this weekend, you'll get a chance to meet some folks here in Jacksonville. They're going to have tons of questions for you. What advice would you give someone who's kind of like getting that beginning, those creative juices going? Maybe what tools do they need? How do they get the ball rolling?
Well, I mean, the good news is because we live in a time now where you can Google just about anything, you can see the good, the bad, and the ugly of any project you've taken on. And so that you've seen from other people's mistakes. I think the first thing you need to make sure is two things. Like, make sure you have the budget to take it on. Make sure you also have scheduled time. I remember renovating this couple's house, and we ripped the roof off because the guy said, yes, Sunday is the perfect time. Go ahead and start shingling. And we ripped that plywood off up on the upper deck, and we looked down, and that was it. I heard her say, I'm leaving. I can't believe this is happening right now. And I was like, oh, boy, communication is key when you're doing your renovation, like when, how it's going to be done, and when it will be finished, because it can really stress out a relationship, to say the least.
Yeah, even if you're single and you're doing it, I mean, it is stressful, and it almost always costs more than what you budgeted for.
Oh, God, especially lately. It's like double, sometimes triple, but you got to plan well.
Yeah. So, Ty, I want to ask you this. What is your advice for people that are looking to spruce up their home, their living space, get some zen in their lives, but also, protect their wallets? Is there anything you can do really to...
Yeah. I mean, look, I come from a show where, you spent $1,000 to renovate, that was my humble beginnings, right? And let's face it, the designers left me like $40 to build 5 pieces of furniture. So there's definitely things you can do very cheaply to add a bit of freshness, because the spring, here's what you want to do, right? You want to just add a fresh bit of color, whether that's on a wall, whether that's on a throw pillow, whether that's on just bringing plants like either to your front porch or to your deck, or even just inside your house. But the good news is as you guys can feel down there in Jacksonville, like spring is here, and you can feel like summer right around the corner. And so I think it's also time to start really planning like outdoor entertaining and spending time out there, because we can finally open the doors again. Because we all experienced that freeze in January where all our plants died. We were like, gosh, I can't wait, you know. But I think it's about really just bringing in a little bit of freshness. And sometimes that's just a gallon of paint. It can also be like a really bright throw pillow. Or it could be something you find at the flea market or the thrift store that you're like, look how cool this is. And the minute you put that on the wall, all of a sudden you got to move this and you got to move that. You're like, it's a whole new room.
All right,
So
you're getting us started, Ty.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop you because I know you have a lot to say, but you will be here this weekend and we cannot wait.
Yeah.
Also want to mention Rock the Block premieres on HGTV on Monday, March 6th. So you're doing it,
Yes.
keeping it fresh in the game for many more years to come. So Jax Home and Patio Show is tomorrow. You'll be there at 1 o'clock at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. Thank you. It's great to see you. The event
You
kicks
too.
off
Thanks, guys.
today and runs until Sunday. And for tickets, visit mpetickets.com.
And Ty, bring your mom on the show next time.
Oh, I will.
She is more than welcome.